I'm Xavier, and this is my digital essay. This is my life through the six elements of language arts. So let's get started. So first, I want to talk about reading. Most people think of reading as reading words in a book. However, through my life, I've enjoyed reading music more than reading books. So here on the left and right picture, you can see I'm playing the saxophone. Oops. I played the saxophone all throughout high school. On the left, this is my junior year. On the right, this is my senior year. So with that, and I've also played the piano for many, many years too. So with playing all those instruments comes reading music, and that's something I've been doing my whole life. And so honestly, I enjoy reading music than I do more than I do reading books. When I was, I mean, don't get me wrong, I really do. I do like to read on occasions. Things I read, when I was a child, I loved reading Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Magic Treehouse, Dr. Seuss. In middle school, I like reading the Blueford series, Hatchet, that book. Those are some of my favorite books from back when I was a child. Um, and now I find myself reading more for knowledge than I do for entertainment. So I said I still prefer reading music over books. I said that's how reading has just been a little bit different. So next, moving on to writing. So one of the things I am constantly doing is taking notes, especially while being in college, and also being a student athlete. On top of that, talking about the student first, being in the classroom at this level, you have to take notes. Well, for me personally, I need to write stuff down for me to remember it. So I constantly am taking notes. I find myself always taking notes. And then even moving to the athletic side, when it comes to football, we take notes in there too. Like when we're studying the other team, their strengths, their weaknesses, how we can beat them, how they could possibly beat us. Just taking notes to help throughout the season and help me become a better player and help our team become a better team. So I'm constantly finding myself taking notes at this point in my life. I also like handwriting my cards. I'm always doing that now. So instead of like going to Walmart and buying a $7, $8 card, I can just go to Dollar Tree, buy a 50-cent card, buy two for $1, and you can just handwrite a message in there. It might not have a lot, but you can fill it up, with your own message. And honestly, people love that more. So I always go to Dollar Tree and get a 50-cent card, and it's like I said, and write my heartfelt message instead of going to Walmart getting a $7, $8 card that already has a message in there. But yes, that is how writing has been prevalent. Next is viewing. So I love to travel, and one of the reasons I do love to travel is because of the views that you get to see when you travel. So, kind of going through these pictures, here on the left, that is the St. Louis Arch. I go to St. Louis quite a bit now. My girlfriend, she lives in St. Louis, so I constantly find myself up there when I do get a chance. But even before then, my family's from North Carolina, so we would drive there in the summers, and every time we drive, we pass the St. Louis Arch. I've been in there a couple of times as a kid, so that's a place that I love viewing. And if you go to the top, the view is absolutely amazing. Next, here in the middle, like I said, I go to Carolina a lot. So during Christmas, we fly. And this is one of the best views I've had in life. Just being above the clouds and seeing the sky and seeing the clouds. That view is honestly it's undefeated. It's one of the most beautiful views I'll ever have in my life. And, it never gets old. Like I said, just looking out the window and seeing the clouds, being in the sky like that, it's really amazing. And then here, all the way on the right, this is Myrtle Beach in South Carolina. This is another amazing view. Waking up, whatever, in your hotel, in your beach house, whatever you are, and walking on the patio and like this is your view. You can't. It doesn't get any better than that. So like I said, viewing, I love viewing different areas. I love to travel because I do like to see different views, different monuments, different buildings, different landscapes, different things like that. So that is how viewing is prevalent in my life now. So when it comes to speaking, I always used to get in trouble when I was younger because I was always talking. But now that I'm older, I use my speaking skills to help and lead, or try to help and try to lead the people around me. So with these two pictures here on the right, this was my high school graduation. I gave a speech. I was one of the speakers that was voted to be a speaker for my class. I really did enjoy it. It was a nerve wracking moment, but that's when I kind of realized public speaking was something that I'm good at, and something that other people think I'm good at as well too. So, And then here on the left, this is me in football. This is I'm very vocal in football too. I kind of turn into a whole nother person. You know, most people know me as this gentle giant in the classroom, but on the football field, that's a totally different Xavier right there. But with me being a captain and me being like one of the leaders, I've been vocal on the football team for a while now. And you know, like I said, you have to be, especially as being a captain. You know, a lot of the players they look up to me, and you know, I got to do the right things not only by my actions but also by my words too. So that's kind of how speaking is used in my life right now. So next is listening. As I've grown older, I've learned that listening is a huge part of succeeding in life. I really do and love to listen to music. I can listen to music all day. I know sometimes when I get stressed or I feel overwhelmed, kind of my getaway, my hideout, whatever you want to call it, is I will start playing my game and I'll listen to music. I have some noise canceling headphones and I kind of just block out everything and just have my music playing. I love listening to music. But other than listening to music, listening and communication is one thing that I find myself doing a lot, especially as now being older. So here on the left, I have a picture of my girlfriend. You probably hear a lot in relationships, communication is key, but a part of that communication is listening. And I've definitely had to grow and mature in listening, especially being in a relationship. It's very important. And then here in the middle, this is football. This is kind of like showing my religion, you know, listening to God, you know, when he's telling me things and, you know, trying to make that connection and growing spiritually. And when he's speaking to me. And then here on the right, I cut myself out the picture, which wasn't smart. But these are my old line fellas. These are my brothers over here. And so listening on the football field is very important too. You know, we have different calls that we have to make if we see different things on the field and have to adjust. So you have to be listening at all times on the football field too. You know, get the players from the coaches. So that's kind of how listening is prevalent in my life right now too. Like I said, it's a huge part of my life as well. And so especially just with growing and maturing, you definitely have to learn to listen a lot better. And then with visual representing, this at first I thought this was going to be a hard one, but as I looked through my pictures, it wasn't too bad. So when it comes to visual representing, I have a few ways of showing this. I do not do it a lot, but when it's necessary, I will make posters, and I enjoy making them. You know, when I have to. And I would also say my tattoo is a visual representation of me. So, starting with the posters here on the left, this was actually a poster that I made in intimate relationships. I took that class my sophomore year, and little did I know I would be in a long distance relationship now. But I was just making that because that was the topic that I was given, and I was to make a poster. And like I said, it was really creative. I loved, you know, making this poster. It was really cool. Like I said, it was a lot of fun. Kind of when I get in my zone and get creative, I like doing that. So here in the middle, this was me. I made a little poster out of cardboard. It says "No justice, no peace." You know, I'm definitely like big when it comes to, you know, the Black Lives Matter movement. Just standing up for anybody and everybody. You know, everybody should be treated fairly in this life. So when, you know, when it's time to speak out on that, I would definitely speak out on that. And that was just a time that was in the summer of 2020. I believe when I made that. That was we had a protest here on campus that we did, and I was a part of that. And then here, all the way on the right, this is my tattoo that I have on my arm. It's my only tattoo. But I said this is a visual representation of me because the tattoos and any tattoo that I get in the future is going to mean a lot to me. And I visually, like, when people see it, I want, like, all my tattoos to have meanings. So, like, this one, this is my last name, and this is something that is dear and near to my heart because, you know, a person is born into this world with a name and they leave this world with a name. And, you know, that's kind of the one thing that people will always remember. And then I also have 3 roses here that represents my blood family. So it's me, and then I have a brother, and then my 2 parents, my mom and my dad. So I have 3 roses for my mom, my dad, and my brother. And like I said, all of our last name is Kaysen. So like I said, that's something that's near and dear to my heart. And yeah, that's it. So that's how the 6 elements of language arts are prevalent in my life. And I hope you enjoyed this video.